This is the time a lot of people have been waiting for, which is going to be the launch of SP Oikawa. So as usual, let's go through all of his skills again. I think probably vast majority of the community already know that he's a bit of a must summon character. So you have the resources, definitely go for him. But let me quickly explain all of his kit anyway. So starting off with his skill 1, he is going to get passive increase to his set, and also the person diagonal to him is going to increase his awareness and also reflex and also basic stats. And whenever he actually touches the ball, you are going to get 1 stack of attack tempo. This is the same attack tempo you will get from like the UR version of Oikawa. And also whenever you decide to use an ultimate, you're going to get additional attack tempo. And those attack tempo will be used to trigger other skills later on. Okay. Then moving on to skill 2, this is going to be a pinpoint serve. So the serve stats is not that high, or the serve multiplier is not that high because it's not ultimate skill, unlike the UR version. However, when you do score a service ace, you are actually able to reset the cooldown for this. And also when leading, which is basically his skill 3, this is not something you will be able to stack up very quickly, but towards the end of the match, this will get an additional multiplier, and that can actually make it ult equivalent. Okay. Now let's move on to skill 3. This is probably the most crucial one. So like I said earlier, you'll be able to get attack tempo from his skill 1 passive. And when your spikes, if the attack tempo is at 6 stacks, you're able to consume all of them. And what that's going to happen is that you're going to get a different buff to your team, which is called leading. And this can be stacked up to 4 times. Now for every single attack tempo you have consumed, you'll be further increase the skill multiplier for your spiker, which is actually very, very nice. There are not too many ways of buffing up the skill multiplier for a different character, so this is actually really niche in that perspective, and it's a very good ability in my opinion. And most importantly, for the leading that you're able to stack up, what's going to happen is that it will increase your whole team's awareness. At first stack it's only going to be 40, then move to 30, 20, 10. So basically what happens is that when you have all 4 stacks, this can be 100% buff to your entire team's awareness, and vast majority of the time, to be honest, probably 3 stack or sometimes even 2 stack, it's going to be enough for your whole team to crit consistently. So as soon as you have SP Oikawa on your team, you will be expected from kind of the second or third rally onwards, you will be critting every single offensive action. Okay, and then every single stack of leading would also increase his own strength, and also when he breach 4, whenever the person who's diagonal to him, so the one who's being inspired, scores, you're also able to reset all of your cooldown, which is also very nice as well. Okay, so that brings us to his ultimate attack, which is going to be a setting attack. This one's quite nice in the sense that it applies a lot of debuff. So first of all, the opponent's back rolls received will decrease, and also if the one spiking is the one diagonal opposite, then you'll also be reducing their block as well. And also for the first time, you'll be able to quickly get a 5 stack attack tempo, and then this allow you to quickly then consume this again straight away. So it's actually going to be very, very easy for you to build up 2 stacks of leading, and like I said, that's already going to be a 70% passive for your whole team, which is pretty much enough to guarantee crit every offensive action. Now let's move on to his skill resonance. So skill resonance 2, so basically if I just increase his strength, this is a pretty small number to be honest, and also he will always be critting whenever he touches the ball. Once again, this is not that necessary, considering the fact that he can literally give the whole team 100% awareness anyway. You don't really need him to have additional mechanics to guarantee crit. He can already do that naturally. But the most important thing from here is that when you start to crit, what's going to happen is that the cooldown for your ultimate attack would actually reduce. And if you actually remember how often he sorry, not how often, how that he can actually enable your whole team to basically crit on all of the offensive actions. Every single time when the ball come over back to your side, you'll be performing 2 offensive action, which is your setting and also your spiking. And then obviously for the time the ball come back to your net, that's going to be 2 additional net crossing. So basically what that means is that this normally have a standard 8 net crossing. When the ball come back to your side, because you'll be performing all of those crit offensive action, it will already be a reduction of 4 net crossing, because there's a 2 natural net crossing as the ball come back, and then another reduction of 2 because of your crit. So by the time you won't be able to use your ult straight away again, but then the one afterwards, you would then your cooldown will be out completely, and then essentially what skill resistance 2 allow you to do is that you'll be using your ultimate attack every other turn, which is really, really strong. Like, not too many setters are capable of spamming set, and Oikawa as skill resistance 2 is probably one of the one closer to it, especially in terms of like spamming ultimate setting skills as well. Okay. Then the last part of this is for every stack of attack tempo, your set and also serve stats will be increasing as well. And this is a pretty small amount. It's just a well, nice to have, I guess. Then as skill resistance 4, he's going to get further buff in the sense that he will further increase his strength, and also the one who's diagonal to him will have all of the offensive stats. So power attack, set, serve, awareness, strength, attack technique, all increased by 50% for cover. Now there's going to be a cap for it, but for example, the cap for strength is already quite high, and if you just look at how much natural strength he will be getting, it's going to be fairly easy for you to actually cap this. Attack technique is only capped at 10%. What that basically means is Oikawa only need 20% base attack technique to cap this as well. So it's actually fairly easy to cap all of this. Now this is also a very strong buff in the sense that normally what happens in this game is that when you have a supporter, they tend to concentrate on just one stat, and that can make your kit somewhat skewed, and then you have to balance out your other potentials to make it a bit more diverse, because it's always better to have your stats across different multipliers rather than you all in the same one, because obviously multiplication is better than addition. However, in the case of Oikawa, you don't really have that problem because he will be buffing every single stat multiplier out there, and the only one missing here is going to be skill multiplier, and he is able to do that from his skill 3 as well when you are consuming attack tempo. So that basically means Oikawa is a very, very good buffer in the sense that even if the numbers don't look amazingly high, because they're literally across every single multiplier, the amount of buff he will be providing is absolutely insane. Now, obviously, this is only going to be for the person who's diagonally opposite to him, and that's kind of why Oikawa is normally suited better for someone with a short spiking cooldown, etc. So, for example, the top one you guys would have expected is obviously going to be SP Ushijima, and also in the future it will be SP Korai once you combo up with SP Hirogami as skill resistance 4. So Korai as skill resistance 4, he would then also have his spiking skill down to a cooldown 4. So basically he can also spike every other turn as well. Now moving on to his memory, it's definitely a very good memory because the buff is able to offer is across all of the different stats multiplier, and it also includes attack technique, which is one of the more premium, more rare buffs. So this is definitely very good memory. Only thing is that it requires the condition of having attack tempo. So you pretty much have to have Oikawa either the UR or SP version on the court for it to work. Obviously you can get, let's say, 2 copies of this if you really want. Play one on SP Oikawa and then play one on another setter if you do want to play both of them together, but that's just something you have to bear in mind. You absolutely need Oikawa either version to be on the court for this to be activated. Okay, so with all that being said, should you summon for SP Oikawa? I think the answer is quite obvious. Everyone already knows this. Yes, 100% you should be summoning for him. Now there are still a few things I want to test once he's out, so you guys can wait a bit to see that video. But even without the testing, I can already tell you guys you absolutely want to summon for him. The main testing I want to see is actually going to be just kind of at which point attack tempo is going to be consumed, and also for example when you necessarily do a spike, which is also having to be critical, is attack tempo. Are you going to get more attack tempo after your spike, or the attack tempo would be kind of given to you before your spike and then consumed straight away? So there are kind of like a few niche things I want to test out, and also kind of like leading ability, and also this diagonal one, what's it called, both leading and also inspired. I kind of want to check how at what kind of timing in each rally are they applied. Are they constant throughout, or are they kind of like removed at the end of each rally and then reapply at the start of the new rally, similar to how my testing with SP Konganagawa have proved to be. So those are kind of all the niche things that I want to still test out. So I will definitely be posting video once it's actually in the game. But for the time being, I can tell you already, he's an absolute must summon. Even if the testing doesn't go towards his way, he's good enough that he is a must summon character. Okay.